guidance on our first 9-mark question, which is explain and analyze 3 ways that a minister is influenced in decision making. So let's think about that first of all. The influences upon a minister. We've done some of this work before. As you can see here, there's a whole range of different influences. In fact, there's probably too many to actually put them all into this question. So we want to consider them, I think, in terms of different categories. 1, the political influences that they face. 2, the advice that is given to them and influences the decision making. And 3, the way they can be restricted in many ways by other factors beyond their control. Now, we've done our reading of Smith and we understand that actually some of these factors can be more significant than others. For example, Smith will talk about the nature of the activist Prime Minister, the style of the Prime Minister making a difference in influencing a minister's decision making. He may also talk about the nature of the minister themselves and how they can actually control the advice that they're getting because of their strength and how they work. So let's consider this a bit more. If we look at how we can structure this question, let's think of 3 points. The first point being there are key political influences that can influence a minister's policy decisions. Second point, a minister's policy decisions to be influenced by the advice they receive. And thirdly, a minister has to shape policy around a range of external pressures. So if we think about our third one, a third influence, which is the external pressures. If I was writing that, I would think of a couple. First of all, the devolved assemblies would be the one I want to explain a little bit about. How they, because of their creation, has actually created a problem for the minister because they can cause problems of comparison. The example I use here is tuition fees in Scotland, but you could also think about the nature of health and education in regards to COVID. The second area I would want to discuss and explain is really the issue of interest groups and how they can be quite influential in shaping the policy that a minister has to face. I've given the example here of the fuel protesters in 2000, but of course there's so many that you could pick from to actually illustrate your point. If you want to look a little bit more, use the link here and you can find out a little bit more about the fuel crisis. It's more to do with Mr. Brown's part of the course, but it clearly links in to how policy is made or shaped. Remember that it's not just explanation that you need here, you need analysis. And what I would be arguing here is this reflects what Smith describes as a complex and independent society that a minister now faces, and a key reason why ministers have to react to events rather than lead them. So, your job now is obviously to write the first 2 paragraphs. Okay, so that's what you'll do on OneNote, creating your point, explaining with examples, and making sure you consider the significance of these influences, such as if you think about the first, the role of the Prime Minister, and if you think about the second, the significance of the ministers themselves in terms of how they control their agenda. That's your job. Good luck.